Hello. Today we have this book that from my own house called Milo and the Magical Stones. In the middle of the sea there was an island, and on this island lived Milo and the other cliff mice. They loved their island. It provided them with food and shelter and protection from the rough storms that pounded waves against the cliffs. During the summer, Milo and his friends worked hard gathering food. Sometimes they would take a break from their work and skip flat stones over the sea. In the evenings, the mice would stretch out on the cliffs that had been warmed by the sun and watch the stars in the night. If it was warm enough, they would spend the entire night outside, telling stories and enjoying the mild summer air. But when the first winter storms arrived, the mice would spend most of their time huddled in the dark, damp caves, dreaming of light and warmth. After one of these storms, Milo crept out of his cave looking for food. He poked his nose curiously into every crevice. Then, a particularly deep crevice, he saw something extraordinary. A strange glowing stone. Using a long stick, he carefully pried it out and carried it back to his cave. Milo was amazed to see that the darker it got, the more brightly the stone glowed. And not only did it provide light, it also gave off a comforting warmth. Happily, Milo curled up in the corner of his cave with his treasure. But he was not alone for long, because the bright light soon attracted the other mice. Everyone wanted a stone of his own, and they asked Milo to show them where he had found his. But just as they were about to set off, wise Balthazar stood up and spoke. "Don't forget," he said, "the stones belong to the island. If you take something from the island, you must give something in return." So this book has two different endings right here. So, I'm going to read one of these endings, I think. And the next time I upload a video on Monday, I think, I'll do the other ending. I'll reread the story and do the other ending. So, we're going to do the sad ending first. Only Milo heeded Balthazar's warning. He immediately began thinking about what gift he could give to the island. But the other mice hurried off to find the glowing stones. They squeezed into the tunnel and started digging wildly. Using sharp rocks, they chipped away at the walls of the tunnel. They tossed the smaller stones aside. They wanted only the biggest ones. Then the mice dragged the glowing stones into their caves. They grew greedy and jealous, and spent so much time worrying about who had the most stones that they couldn't even enjoy the comfort the stones brought to them. Milo watched as his friends watched his friend sadly. He worried about what Balthazar had said, and wondered what would happen. He sighed. There was nothing he could do but get back to work on the gift he had thought of to give the island. Soon the mice decided that they needed more of the magical stones. They crept back into the tunnel and dug day and night, piling the magical stones in and around their caves, until the whole island glowed. They boasted about their stones, and argued who had the most, the biggest, the brightest. The mice were consumed with greed, and as they dug deeper and deeper, the walls of the mountain got thinner and thinner. Before long, the mountain was hollowed out completely. Then suddenly, with a thunderous roar, the mountain collapsed. Giant boulders fell, burying the tunnels in a heap of rubble. Waves pounded against the shore, flooding most of the island. Only one cave was left. Inside, Milo and Balthazar crouched trembling in a corner. "The stones could have brought such happiness," said Balthazar quietly. As he spoke, Milo went back to work, carving a stone to give to the island in thanks for its magical gift. So that there was the sad ending of it. So the next video I do, I'm going to reread the story, and then we'll do the happy ending instead. And then you can see how different those two are. Well, thank you for listening. And remember, if you have any questions, you can send me an email. All right, thank you. I'll see you later.